Okay, so we're going to be heading straight into today's class. And for today's class, we'll be continuing from where we stopped last week. So we'll be continuing from where we stopped last week. I'm going to share my screen to talk about the different roles of as a designer, different roles. What are the professional career paths that you have in this design space? What are, if you're venturing into product design, what are the specifics that you can decide to do, So that's what we'll be looking at today. So let me share my screen. So all right, so can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to be looking at the different roles uh, as a designer. The different roles as a designer. Like I said, when you talk about roles as a designer, you're saying, okay, yes, I'm a product designer. What is that specific thing that I do within this product design space? You can actually be a UX researcher or a UX designer or a UX writer or a UX strategist. You can see them, or a UX manager. These are 5 career areas that you can decide to, focus on in this UI UX design career. Do you understand? I know somebody who is only focused on doing UX strategy. There's a lady like that on Twitter. Very, very sharp lady. She does UX strategy. That's her focus, career focus. And I think she was talking sometime, and she said, like, if clients come to her and they try to say, okay, we have if they mention any amount less than 500,000, she doesn't even discuss with them. And I'm like, Kai, this is UX strategy, and she just knows her worth, and she knows what she's come to offer. So let me just quickly, briefly explain what these roles are. Then Charity will proceed from where I stop. First of all, who is a UX researcher? Who is a UX researcher? A UX researcher is that person that goes through that a UX researcher is that person that goes through the research processes to understand users, to understand the experience users have with products, to understand what should this product look like specifically. We're still going to look at UX research ahead in the class. UX researcher is that person that does all that. Let me open up the notes I have on that. The role of a UX researcher is to uncover user behaviors. What are user behaviors? When I'm using your app, do I heave a sigh of relief? Do I get angry? We looked at the moods or the emotions or the moods that users would portray when they are using people's app last week. They might get angry, they might get discouraged, they might get dissatisfied. Some of them might become uninterested in using your product. So the real researcher is this person that carries out the research. And of course, like I said, we're going to look at how those research is being carried out. So you carry out this research to uncover the user behaviors, their user needs, what do users really need? If you ask somebody now, you say, like, somebody was one of the people that come to my house for classes. Once I was teaching him about UX research, and he said something that, for instance, now he cannot use his, what's it called, his money point account now. He cannot use his money point account or his normal bank account to fund his bet account. These are those people that play bets. It was like he cannot use his money point and other bank accounts to fund his bet account, but he can use his OPay account to fund his bet account. So I was like, okay, I don't play bet, so I don't really understand what you're saying. But I mean, it's a pain point already for you, right? And it's something OPay is using to have an edge over other banks, right? So virtually everybody who plays bet will definitely want to download OPay and register because they can easily fund their account with OPay mobile app, right? So you research to know these kind of things. Oh, this is what the users are looking for right now. Can we implement this in our product? Now you also look at, okay, what are the motivations? What motivates them to continue using your app? So the UX researcher just goes into the mind of the user, to get all this. Now he probably uses qualitative or quantitative methods. We are coming there ahead in the class, and the UX researcher conducts comprehensive research and share the insights from the research with the UX designers. So when the UX researcher does this research, it comes up with it discovers the needs of the user and like, okay, this is what you should implement now. Do you get? So that's who a UX researcher is. Then the next career path is UX designer. Of course, like you already know, these are the people that does the real interaction design. They design the UI, they implement the results from the UX research into the product itself. So they are the one that determines the aesthetics of the product, they determine the color, they determine the representation of every asset and element on the product, and they determine what exactly users will see with their eyes, say with their mouth, think with their mind, and feel. Do you understand? So that's who a UX designer is. UX designer depicts the results of the UX research in visual design. Then we also have another career path called the UX writer. This is one of the most interesting part for me. It looks like something a lot of people don't like to do, but if you've heard of copywriting, then you would understand what a UX writer's job is. The job of a UX writer is actually to write copies for products. So when you're using a mobile app and you open the app and the app is like, hello, great human. Hello, superhuman. How are you doing today? Or you open a mobile app and the mobile app is like, hi, good morning. There's one very fascinating one, which is anytime I open my piggy vest, they will always tell me, good morning, Johnson. Please wash your hands. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why do you have to tell me to wash my hands every time? But these are copies that actually relate to the users. They help users to feel like you're putting them at the center of the whole thing. They help users feel that they are very, very important to the company. Do you understand? So those copies are very, very important. They could be the tiny text you write under a button. Say note that we will be deducting 20 naira for this transaction. It is as simple as that small text. Do you know that some persons might be using the mobile app now and they'll be like, why will they deduct my 20 naira without even telling me that they are going to deduct what? And then that becomes already a pain point. User is already the feeling of the user is already changing from a good feeling to an awkward feeling. So the user is like, they didn't even tell me ahead of time and they deducted 20 naira from my account. They deducted 200 naira. We experience this a lot with Nigerian banks. Their own is even very poor because the copies itself are not even relating properly to what the deductions are. You say you are deducting for stamp duty and you say you are deducting for card maintenance. And people don't really understand what card maintenance is. People don't really understand what's called stamp duties are, and they deduct huge amount of money. Now, it is one thing for you to write perfect copies. It's another thing for you to write copies that users will easily understand. Let me move on because of time. The next is a UX strategist, another very, very lovely, interesting part of UX, the whole UX career. UX strategy, when I learned about UX strategy, I was so fascinated and I discovered why that UX strategy lady on Twitter, I discovered why she really is so passionate about her job. Like in Nigeria, the number of UX strategists in Nigeria might just be like maybe They might not even be up to 5 because UX strategy is not something that a lot of people want to do. UX strategy is um, building the bridge between design and business. That's their job. They strategize. They strategize for the product. How can we design this product in such a way that it's not just satisfies the users, it not just makes the user happy, it also brings income, because the very first purpose of any the very first purpose of any company starting out is to make profit. So this is where there's always a challenge. Companies want to make profit, users want you to put them at the center of your product. So the truth about it is that most of the time when you want to put users at the center of your product, you might end up not making profit. So the UX strategies now, what they do is that they try to bring a middle ground. They try to create a middle ground such that users are satisfied, the business is also satisfied. So they do that by doing a lot of research to gather data, and use that data to do what? To calculate, to think, to present ideas. So that's the job of US strategists. They are the brain box. They are the ones that they see the vision, they see the vision of the product, they'll see ahead of time, and they're like, okay, if we do it like this, maybe in 4 years' time or 5 years' time, this product may no longer be useful to people. So can we do it in this way so that it becomes useful? Do you understand? So UX strategy is a very interesting aspect of UX design. Then the final one are UX managers. Those ones, now, managers now, their own duty is they might do a little bit of research, right? But their own duty is usually they are the ones that come up they will do a little bit of research and come up with the idea. And please, can we work on this? And then their duty is to manage everybody on the team. They manage the skills. Do you understand? They understand the target on DSD, but their own is to make sure that the product is being developed properly, the product is being designed properly. Do you understand? So if you look at the picture by the right, you see they put users at the center. They do validation and metrics outside in design, UX culture, design thinking, user-centered design. So everything about them is just about management. They make sure that the UX researcher does his work, the UX strategist does his work. They make sure that the UX writer does his work very, very well. Do you understand? They make sure that the UX designer also does his work very, very well. So these are the career aspects. One thing about tech is that it's always good uh, for you to focus on one particular one. If you decide to be a UX designer, very perfect. If you decide that if you maybe you have some knowledge of copywriting before, you can decide that you want to focus on UX writing, and you write very lovely copies that really convince users. I did one very sharp design yesterday. It was for what's it called, like a coming soon screen. So when products are designed and when products are launched, and there are some, products usually launch at MVP, minimum viable product. The most important features is what launches first, then the other ones come later. So for those other ones, when you want to give feedback to users when they click on those screens, there's a screen that shows. So one of the copies I wrote there, the copy I wrote there was, um, our chef is cooking. Take a seat, will be serving this feature very soon. That's me doing UX writing. What I did there was that I made what I did there was that I made the thing to seem very to seem interesting to the user. Most of the time when you open a feature that is yet to launch, sometimes they'll just tell you, oops, this feature is not available. Some product will just tell you, sorry, we cannot provide this right now. That's too harsh. You get. So writing something like that makes the user feel like, oh, okay, they're actually cooking something. And it puts the user in a point of anticipation to make them anticipate what you're actually bringing on board. Do you understand? So with that, you know that to even be a UX writer alone is a lot of work. on its own. All right. So this is what this is. These are the roles that are available within the UX career. So Charity will be proceeding with the next section, and I'll come back to take the other part of the class. Thank you. Please, before I hand over to Charity, you want to ask me a question about what I just explained? Just very briefly, you can go ahead. Okay, if there are no questions, then I assume that everyone understands. All right. Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
This US strategy you spoke about now, what's so special about it? Because you said in Nigeria we have just like 5 strategies that are into UI UX design. So what's so special about it, and why are there few people going for that?
All right. Yvonne, so sorry, please, can you just come again with your question, please?
I said I'm asking based on the US strategies. You said you will have few people that are interested in it. What's so special about it, and why are there few people interested in that?
Okay, I love that question. That question is very interesting. Yeah. What is so special about UX strategy? UX strategy is the behind the scene of everything. You know, there's something about human beings. Everybody wants to be in front. Everybody wants to know that, oh, this is my work. This design you are seeing, I'm the one that designed this product. I'm the one that designed this mobile app. Do you understand? But the work of the UX strategist most of the time, people don't see it. Their duty is they just do research, a lot of extensive research, do you understand? To make sure that this design and this product is actually meeting the desires of the users and also meeting the financial desires of the organization or the company that is bringing this product to the market. So they are the middle of product and business, design and business. So their works are not always very visible. Do you understand? And then their work is really, really tedious. Trust me. They do a lot of writing, they do a lot of study, they do a lot of research to really understand market, market flow, market strategy, everything. They get to understand what this product is actually going to do, how this product is actually going to behave in the market. So that's why they use the word strategy. They are the strategizers. If you have a group of friends, maybe like 4 friends, there's always one person that is the sharp guy. Once you just have something in mind you want to do, that person will think about it even to the end. Be like, if you do it like this is what will happen, and then this eventually is what the outcome will be like. So can we do it this other way? That's the work of strategists. Their work is different from the work of researchers because UX researcher only goes into the to interface with the users to understand what they want. The UX strategy now takes the result of UX research, and merges it with business. When we do it, how are we also going to make income from it, and how will everybody on board be satisfied? So I don't know if that answers your question.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you.
All right. So in the absence of any other question, I'll be handing over to Charity to proceed from here.
So far, so good. Mr. Johnson has been doing justice to all our questions and our teachings. I think you. So can you all see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can see your screen.
All right. So let me zoom it in so we can continue from where he stopped. Okay, we're supposed to talk about the terminologies. We've done user research. We've talked about the type of user research and others. So we're going to be talking about terminologies we may likely use in the course of our design career. So let's just wait for this to load. So well done, guys. I was able to check your assignments and you guys did well. Literally everybody was on point and I was able to pick out new things from what everybody wrote out. So these are some terminologies you need to be familiar with. We are going to rush this particular section because some of these things are what we were supposed to do last week, but we could not cover up. So please just follow us so we can start out with our new week content. So some terminologies are information architecture, empathy map, pain point personas, prototype wireframe user. We are not going to go into details because we are still going to make use of them, like how to create your information architecture, how to create the empathy map, how to create the pain point. So you're just going to follow us like as we do the reading and then do the explanation. So by the time we start creating these pain points and terminologies, you would get to understand better. So instead of going into Figma, by the time Johnson comes to do the Figma introduction, we're just going to do that all at once. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for information architecture, it's simply just arranging content and information in a way that makes sense. What am I trying to say? It's just for you to put out step-by-step procedures of how you want to carry out your designs. For example, let's say I want to come into a house and the first thing I do from outside my house is come into from the gate, right? And from there, from the gate, I'll tell you that, okay, I walk down to the door of my room and then I use the key to open. From there, I walk into the room, I sit down or I remove my shoes and all of those. It's just a step-by-step process in which your content and information in a way that makes sense. It actually requires you as a designer to determine not only what users will interact with, but how and when those elements appear in their experience. We have a picture here. I don't know if you can see it from your end, where it states category page, and then under category page, you have products page, you have title, you have image. So it's just, okay, you're just trying to show your users, okay, this is what you are going to experience when using this particular app. It's just giving you information architecture. It's like a blueprint. It's like a blueprint, a visual representation of product, infrastructure, features, and hierarchy. For information architecture is just a way of arranging your views, arranging your content so that it will make sense to the person that is going to actually use it. Are we okay with that? Please, you guys can't reply so that it doesn't look like, or do you need to see my face today?
I'm following.
Okay. If you need to see my face, I can actually allow you see for like 10 minutes, then I go off again. Okay, I guess some of you are seeing my face now, but for like 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, I'm going off because I'm usually shy. So the next thing, okay, this is just like an example of, let's say we're building a website and this is an e-commerce website, for example, and I'm trying to show someone the information architecture of my website. This is the procedure I'm going to take. Okay, in the product section, I want this person to see the categories, the features, the collections, and then how this person can actually pay for his product, how the shipping process is going to take, if he or she wants to track his order. This is just an example of how the person is going to, okay, have an idea. Okay, this e-commerce page, this is what I'm expecting to see. So by the time you are following and you don't see these features in it, you can go back to ask the producer, please, in your information architecture, you had a process where so and so thing was stated, but in the app, we are not seeing it. What's the problem? Why did you skip this process? But if the person doesn't show you this information architecture, you will not have an idea. So even if the person skips a particular screen, you will not have an idea what is missing. But by the time the information architecture is there and you have a detailed plan, you can actually follow up to see, okay, the person said on this particular information architecture, I'm going to see the shipping method. And on the main app, there is no shipping method. So by the time you're building an app, you have to be conscious of what you're doing. Anything you put on your information architecture must appear on your screens, because some people are so detailed that they will have to check, like, okay, this person gave me an information architecture of this work, but I'm not seeing a particular screen. What happened? So by the time you're building an app, you have to be conscious. You don't come and tell your client or your customer that you forgot to put a profile screen, which is the most important part of your design. So you have to be careful to take step by step. Arrange your work in a sequence that it doesn't get too bulky and it overwhelms you. Do you understand? You don't have to do too much. You don't want to start adding new things that, okay, I want to add up new things that don't exist in apps, and then you get stuck at a particular point. No, it's not necessary. You don't have to do too much. But make sure that whatever you're placing in your information architecture appears on your main screen. So let's move on. The next thing is empathy map. We all know the meaning of the word empathy before now. So empathy is just you having to feel what your clients or what the people that are going to use your app or websites feels. It's just a way that, okay, let's read from here. We say an empathy map is a tool that helps designer visualize what they know about a group of users. It is split into four fundamental four quadrants that contains what the user say, what the user think, what the user do and feel. He talked about people that do the research process, how you get to compose. Let me use the word compose. Compose your empathy map is when you do your research process. Yes, we are going to be teaching you how to do research process in this class. So when you have a work, you actually have to do your research. You don't just start designing. You have to do your research. You have to find out what people are saying. Okay, I think he asked you how you feel when you use mobile app. So in that particular point, okay, I want to know, how do you feel when you use what's the worst bank system we usually have in those days? I think Zenith Bank. I want to know what you have to say concerning Zenith Bank. That's how you approach your student or your client. I want to know how what you have to say concerning Zenith Bank mobile app. And then the person start pouring out his heart. You just come. You can see this box here. This is how you arrange your box. All you have to do is put the person's picture. You can use a dummy picture by just putting any image there if the person doesn't want to reveal himself. And then what does the person have to say? So you have to jot down as the person is telling you, okay, this is how I feel. I feel really bad about Zenith Bank app, or I feel really excited about it, or I feel comfortable using it. You just come to this say part and just write out what the person has to say. And then you now ask him, okay, what do you think? What do you think is the way forward? What do you think what do you think we can add up to improve the app? And then you write down what the person thinks. And I think if you can, I don't know if I can still zoom out this so that you can see. He said, I don't have time for this. That's what the person thinks. And then what the person does, you can actually ask so that you can know their experience about a particular product or services. So like you just put yourself in their shoes, how they feel, how they think, how they what they do, and what the app has made them done. I know there was a certain time we had bank glitch in Nigeria. I think it was all over. I didn't know at that particular point. So I was constantly offing and onning my phone. Like I would on the phone and on it because I was thinking the fault was from my end. I recently, was it within the week, Facebook had the same glitch, and my mom called me that someone wanted to hack her Facebook account. I'm like, I really did not even know what was happening at that point until I came online and I saw people complaining about Facebook. So if people don't really know these things, the action they do at that point, my mom was literally saying, Akazo, you know how dramatic Nigerian mom can be. Akazo, it's not be well with you, blah, blah, blah. And she was being all dramatic. So I can just imagine having to do research in that point and putting my mom's drama in the place. So it was a funny experience at the end of the day, because after her feelings at that point was really, really, I don't know. I feel she was hype, she was exaggerating the whole thing instead of just feeling cool or calm. So you can actually imagine what users feel about products or services when they do certain things or when they use certain products. So are we good with empathy map? It's just a way that you just put yourself in the user's shoes. So the next one is users' pain points. Yes, users' pain points. Users experience pain when using certain products. They experience their pain in a way that we can identify as problems. Yeah, users experience problems when using products or services. So how do you generate users' pain points? Here we have you can navigate it. Navigation, you can try to have, okay, maybe they can't navigate through the app. Some people cannot really use, I think when WhatsApp newly came, people were finding it difficult, especially the older ones. And then you see somebody say, please come and help me, I want to. So navigation is a pain point. When you are finding it difficult to navigate, I think is it Bolt or one of these apps, a riding app? When it started new, I was really finding it difficult because they didn't make it easy for us to use. So the navigation was really, really a tough one for me. And then usability. How do customers use your product? How do they actually use your product? And how do they use your services? So the next one is emotional. What do they feel? How do they feel? What emotions are being expressed? What do they express in their emotions? What do they actually feel? How do they carry out this when using your services or your product? The next is financials, and then the other one is support and performance. So how do users feel when they use, or what money is being lost? For example, you can use your Facebook ad to generate income, right? So how do they really feel about, okay, the marketing, be using the product to generate income? Some people do not really know about that. So you can generate your user pain points by doing all of these researches. So let's move on to the next. creating of user personas. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Okay. So creating of user personas, after going through your research process, probably using your Google Doc to do that, you're going to create a persona. Maybe when Johnson comes and we are navigating through Figma, you can create your user personas by, okay, I think let's go to Figma. Okay. So instead of just writing what the details of what the person has to say or what the person feels or what the person thinks in your user persona, you can just create it instead of writing it on a sheet of paper or using that document we used. You can just create a user persona. It's used in marketing and in user experience. User persona is a profile of someone that represents your target audience. It represents your target audience. User persona might include the person's background, the person's information, goals, attitude, skills, behavior, and other things. For example, Jimmy, I want to meet you, and let's assume, Jimmy, can you unmute your mic? So I want to create a user persona. I want to use Jimmy as my case of study, and I come to you. So Jimmy, are you ready? Are you still on this call? Okay, can someone unmute and let's do that together? Anyone on the call?
Hello.
Okay, Patrick, let me use you for example. I want to create a user persona and I meet you randomly on the street and I come and say, hi, Patrick. Okay, for example, I don't know your name. So, hi, please, can I know your name? My name is Charity.
Okay, it's good to meet you, Charity. My name is Patrick.
So can I have a brief meeting with you? Just a little bit of 2 minutes of your time and we'll be done.
Okay, what exactly about?
Okay, I'm trying to carry out a research process and I don't know if you would mind to be part of my research.
Okay, well, I wouldn't mind if I have an idea or understanding of what your research is about.
So we're trying to develop a mobile app and
Okay,
it's a banking app. So I don't know, we're just trying to carry out research to make our work easy.
okay,
Is that okay by you?
okay, not a problem.
So can we know, are you a student? Are you a worker? What do you do
Okay,
generally?
okay, well, I'm a businessman.
Okay. So please note down, he said he's a businessman. That is a point. It represents his background. So you can just write down, okay, his name is Patrick, he's a businessman. And then the next question you can ask him, sir, would you mind if we go past now?
It's okay, no problem.
Okay,
It's
sir,
okay,
can we know how old you are?
how old I am? Okay, 40 something years young.
Okay, so you can just write out his age if he permits. If he doesn't permit, you can just use a age bracket. Did you understand? You can use the age brackets like, okay, he's between the age of 20 to 25, 40 to 49. Do you understand? So if the person doesn't mind, so would like to know your goals, like what do you want to achieve?
Achieve, is it with the bank app or is it my business or is it like
Your business generally.
um first of all good profits at the end of the day, and then building good relationships with my clients, the relationships that lead to loyalty that definitely will also attract other clients.
Okay,
That's
so what other skill do you do apart from business?
a businessman. I'm a digital marketer. I'm a media person. So I do my marketing also like on radio, television.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what are your experiences with mobile apps?
Okay. For mobile applications, is it for banking or generally? Are you asking?
Generally.
Generally, some apps have been a bit frustrating.
Okay.
Some,
So did you notice he said frustrating? You can use that as a pinpoint. So you have to take note of what the person is saying. It's not just a mere conversation. So you have to be intentional. That's the word when you're carrying out your research for personas. So can you continue?
some have been a bit frustrating. For some parts, uh, I think the apps themselves are probably the way they've been designed. Then for some part, it's the network connectivity from the
Okay.
telcos. So those are the two
Okay.
types of
So
challenges that have with
what new
apps.
thing would you like to experience in a mobile app?
No, okay, okay. Let me use. Okay, there's a mobile application that I use. Like, first of all, it's very easy to understand. Navigating through the app,
Okay.
especially because it's an app that is used for trading, like in international markets. Like so,
Okay.
the design has to be such that it's so easy for even a newbie to get on
Okay.
and then be able to navigate. Because what they do is for every process or every step, there's a very short summary, like an educational summary of,
Okay.
oh, okay, this button is when you want to do this and that. This is the likely result. So as you move in and take steps, while you're on the app, you more or less go from the beginning of your transaction to the end, even if it's your first time, with so much ease. So those are
Without
kind of
stress.
yes,
Okay.
I enjoy. Yeah.
So okay, I think let's just end it here. But do we all get the research process? Do we all understand the research process? So these are the processes you use to get information about user personas. You don't just form them in your head. You actually meet people to do that for you. Do you get? So let's move on. So this is an example of a user persona. Can you see? So we just have a picture of Mary Taylor, for example. She's into tech. She's 26. She's from Brooklyn. She's a social media, blah blah blah, and all of that. She does online shopping. She has gadgets. She's an early adopter, blah blah blah. This is a little biography about her wants, her needs, her frustrations, her favorite brands. So you can just use this, and in case you want to add like a favorite quote about the person, you can just add, okay, what do you like to say? What's your favorite quote? You can just put it. So can you see an example of a user persona? So to get those information, you have to carry out your research process. So prototype is just the after look of your design. The after look, that's your final product after you've done your research, you've done your wireframing and all of those things. The last thing is, after your design, you would want to know how it actually looks on your phone. I want to actually know how this thing would appear on my phone. That's your prototyping process. A prototype is a model of what the final product could look like. And then we have types of prototype. We have low fidelity, medium fidelity, and high fidelity. I think he gave you as an assignment. So let's move on. So wireframing. Wireframing is a sketch. Is a sketch of, let's say a rough sketch of your design. Before you do your prototype, you are supposed to do wireframing first before you even start your design, right? After your research process, you are supposed to do wireframing. You're supposed to do wireframe. After your wireframe, before you now do your main design, then you now prototype. Your prototyping is the last part, the ending of your design. So if you want to follow them in a particular grid, you first do your research, you do your information architecture, you do your user flow. After user flow, you do your wireframe. After wireframe, you do your main design. After your main design, you can now prototype. So did we get the sequence? Did you get the sequence? Okay. So your wireframe is a rough sketch of your design. You have to show, let's view this example. So for example, I want to do this on a paper, and this is a mobile app, right? I want to do this on a paper. So you can see here is showing you low fidelity, medium fidelity, and high fidelity. So for your low fidelity, you just say, okay, this particular point, the upper part, this straight line here can carry my logo. I want it to be my logo. And then this part, I want it to have a write-up, maybe the search button, for example. I want this triangle here or rectangle to be my search button. And this line here can represent a particular write-up also. So anytime you see a box that is cancelled like this, it actually represents a box that is carrying an image. Do we understand? If you see a box that is cancelled like this in a wireframe, you should know that this particular box should carry an image. While this straight line is a write-up. Anywhere you see line, you should know that, okay, there's a write-up inside. So this box here just represents the boxes you're going to experience. Then on the down part, when you see some dots like this, you should know that what you should experience here is icons. We're going to talk about icons later. You see your icons here. So this is the same thing. You can use your Figma accounts to do this if you don't want to do it on a paper. You can do your wireframe on your Figma app also. So for the medium fidelity, it looks more presentable because the low fidelity was done using a Figma app. So it just represents you using your Figma to do it. And so it looks more presentable than the one you can do on paper, which is your low fidelity. So for your high fidelity, is you just putting, okay, you said this straight line should represent a write-up. This is the write-up, discover. You said the boxes should have a search. You can see that, okay, the box now have a search and all of that. Where you should have images, you have these colors around them. And then it's looking more presentable in your high fidelity. So let's move on. So let's read out what we have.
The high fidelity didn't show. The high fidelity didn't show.
Can you see it?
No, I can't. Yes, I can see your screen. I can only see low fidelity and medium fidelity. I can't see the high fidelity.
Maybe you should try adjusting your screen, zoom out a bit.
My screen is.
No, I mean him. Okay. Zoom out a bit.
Okay. Yes. I can see it now. I can see it now.
All right. So for the low fidelity, a low fidelity wireframe is an outline that uses only basic shapes and text to represent UI elements. They act as the initial blueprint or skeleton of the app, showing the core features and roughly where they are in the UI design. Often when someone thinks of a wireframe, they tend to have a low fidelity variant in mind. So it's the same image we've shown before. So you can do this sketch on a paper, then you can snap it, and when you export it to your laptop, or you can export it to your laptop and then drag it into your Figma. In case you are wondering how you can get it, your low fidelity in, or if you don't want to go through the stress of having to bring it in, you can just do your medium wireframe fidelity, and then you can move on. So we've already done this assignment, right? So I think we would take a short break, a 10 minutes break now. So when we come back in 10 minutes, please 10 minutes, let's not do more than 10 minutes. Let's have a 10 minutes break so we can come and continue, like start up our new week topic. So we still have... Okay, any question before we go?
Yes, please, I have a question.
Okay.
Please, the information architecture, I don't know, can it be like, is it almost, how will I even put the question, sir? Can you use it in place of wireframe?
No.
Okay.
You cannot use it in place of wireframe. Wireframing is just a sketch. You know how you can sketch? Okay, I want to have, this one shows a detailed, your information architecture shows the detailed information you should know about your screen, about the screens, the total screens, right? Like if you want to have a mobile app, every single screen is what is in your information architecture. But for your wireframing, for example, I want to do only the profile screen.
Oh, okay.
I want to do only the profile screen. I come and I sketch out my profile screen, how I want my profile screen to look like.
Okay.
Do you understand? And then after I do my profile screen, I want to move to my payment method. I now do another sketch for payment method. This is how my payment method should look like. That's how I will move from one to one. So you cannot use information architecture as your wireframe.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other question? Okay, if there's no question, we'll just have our break, and then when we come back, would continue.
All right, well done, Charity. That was well explanatory. And well done, everyone that has been on the class. Like she said, we're going to be having a 10 minutes break. And that 10 minutes break is so that you can re-energize yourself. If you check on the WhatsApp platform right now, I've dropped the download link for Figma app. So it's expected that within this 10 minutes break, everyone should download the Figma app, because when we get back, we're going to be taking you through the Figma environment before we proceed with the other details of the class. All right, so just quickly rush into the WhatsApp platform and get your Figma downloaded. So we'll be using the same link to converge here in the next by, let me say, 11:35. I've added 5 minutes for the sake of people will be having network issues while downloading. So by exactly 11:35, we'll start to show you around the Figma environment. All right. So we can all use the same Zoom link to return back to the call at exactly 11:35. All right, see you shortly. Okay, so we're going to be, first off, we're going to be looking at the environment of Figma, what Figma is, and of course, how to move around the environment of Figma. Then after that, we'll briefly look at, user-centered design. Okay, Raphael, I got you. I got you. So we'll just proceed. All right, so I'll just proceed to share my screen now and show you what Figma, what we're going to be looking at. Okay, so can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can.
All
I
right.
can see your screen.
Okay, excellent. Let me just explain what Figma environment is. All right. Okay, so first thing first, Figma is actually an interface design software. It's a tool for designing user interfaces. Of course, user interfaces are designed in conjunction with user experience. Do you understand? So when you carry out your UX research and everything, you want to design a UI for that product. Figma is one of the tools. You also have other tools like Sketch. You also have other tools like Adobe XD, right? So you can use that. Some other persons also use Illustrator, Photoshop, of course, to achieve all that. All right. So there are a lot of interface design tools in the industry right now, but the most industry accepted tool, the most accepted tool in the industry now, or the most widely used tool in the industry now is Figma. So you're going to see job openings where they will tell you that knowledge of Figma is very, very important, and all that. Okay, so let's get into what Figma is. If you have downloaded Figma, the first thing you're going to see is your home page, and your home page might not look like this yet. All right, it might still be empty. Okay, but then you're going to see that you have on your home page, you're going to see that you have of course, your accounts, the current account showing at the top left of your screen. All right. And then you have a search bar where you can search for files, maybe files that you've used before. You have a search bar. And of course, you have this bar that is written recent. So recent, when you click on that, it will display all your recent projects right here. And then you have your themes, and then you have drafts. Drafts are those projects that you created, you've not named them, you've not named them, you just created them, right? And then of course, any of this, any file, when you over on the file, you're going to see this star icon. If you click on it, you're adding it to favorites. So any file you've added to favorites will show under your favorite files. So for instance, if I want to add this course now to favorite by clicking on this star, you can see that it has just been added to favorite files. All right. And then of course you can see themes is the next. It shows all your themes, all the projects that you've carried out before. And of course, there's a structure, there's a folder structure in Figma. So that's the very first thing I want to show you, the folder structure in Figma. And this is how the folder structure is in Figma. Let me open this file. Now, this is how the folder structure is in Figma. In Figma, your folder structure is in this format. You first first of all create a team. Inside of your team, you create projects. Inside of your project, you create files. Inside of your files, you create pages. And inside of your pages, you create what? Frames. Okay. So you have team, project, file, page, and what? Frames. So practically, how do you do that? Now, I've come back to home. Let's say you are at this first point. If you look by the top right side of your Figma, you're going to see two buttons. One is for design file, and the other one is for Fig Jamboard. All right, and the third one is for import. Right. So maybe you have a .fig file, somebody sent to you, want to import it into your project, or you want to import a Figma project from an external Figma project, you can do that from there. But first, if you come here, all right, if you scroll down, yours might not have to scroll very well down right now, because you might not really have plenty projects. So you can see a button to create a new team. Remember, I said the first folder structure is team, and then inside of your team you have project, and inside of your project you have files. So for instance, you want to create a team. If I click on create new team, all right, it's going to pop up this. Please, hope you guys can hear me. Just confirm that you can hear me and you're following me.
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, great. All right.
I can hear you.
It gives you this. All right, excellent. So it gives you this pop-up. Of course, it's the pop-up is, of course, you know that even Figma wants to make money, so they are going to be asking you to subscribe for premium version, pro version, and all that. But at this level, you can still be using your basic or free version, right? So if you click on create team, it takes you to this screen. Are you with me? Now, what this screen does is it gives you the opportunity to create a team. So you need to give a name to your team. So we now in this class, all of us in this class, we want to create a team because we are going to be building a project together in this course. Do you understand? So what team do we want to create? What do we name our team now? So should we say Maxify UI team? Do you get? If you say Maxify UI team, that's the name you're giving to your team. Now you click on what? Create team. Now when you click on create team, it takes you to the screen where you can add collaborators. Now, Figma is actually a collaborative design software. What does that mean? That means that 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 persons, multiple users can be on a particular file and be collaborating and be working together. So if you're working in an organization or a company, and in the design team you guys are like 7, and all of you are working on a particular mobile app design, all of you can actually be on the file, and everybody has his own task that is assigned to do. And then you are there, you are seeing what another person is doing, you are seeing what other people are also seeing what you are doing. So practically we are going to do that. Now I want everybody on the call now to drop their email. I'm going to add you on this file right now, and you're going to receive a notification in your email, and you are going to join this file now. So drop your email in the chat box. Let me quickly add you guys now. Okay, I've seen that of Raphael. I'm adding you. Seen that of Diana. Okay. Okay. This. Okay. Add another. We have Patrick. Okay, so if you're creating a team as well, this is the procedure you're going to go through. If you want to work with somebody on the team, on the project together, you need to invite that person to join you on the project by adding that person's email. Do you get? So I'll add all of you. Everyone will be on that team, and once I fire that invitation mail, all of you should accept the mail. I want you to see how you are going to be seeing everybody at the same time on the file. All right, so I'm sending an invite to you all right now. You should receive it now. Okay, so someone just sent oh my god, Abibat. I'm just receiving your email list now right now. Don't worry, I'm still going to add you on it. Let me Abibat, I'm going to add you once I create the file now. All right, don't worry, I'll add you again on the thing. Now, when you guys should just keep listening while you try to. It's just for you to click on the link in your Gmail on your browser to open it up. Now, after you add your collaborators, the next screen you're going to see is the billing screen. I like to call it the billing screen, where Figma also wants to collect money from your hand, right? So basically, you have a starter plan, which is what most people use for now. Most designers use, except you have money to pay for the professional plan. Now, but there are differences, all right? In the starter plan, you have access to only create 3 files, 3 pages, and 1 project in a team. Okay, and then version history is like saving your history, saving your work progress so far. Just like maybe you did something last week and you want to go back, you have moved last week and you want to go back to last week, what you did last week. You want to reverse the project to where you were last week. You understand? So you can easily go back to where you were, just like GitHub for developers. Do you understand? So then there is libraries. So libraries, you don't have access to library on your startup plan. You don't have access to custom file and user permissions. You don't have access to dev mode. You don't have access to audio conversations. Mind you, you can actually do audio conversations with your collaborators on Figma. If you guys are more than, maybe you guys are like 5 and you are on a professional plan, right? Paid plan. You can be talking to yourself while you guys are working. You'll be hearing yourself talk while you guys are working. Right now, on the startup plan, all you're just going to see is you see your cursor move and you can drop comments for each other. But on a startup, on a professional plan, right, you can actually have audio conversations. Then you have SSO and advanced security, which is only available on organizational plan. Design and system analytics also on organizational plan, and custom templates also on organizational plan. So you can see the costing for it: $12 per seat. That is per seat. That should be per one person per month. And then for FigJam is $3. Then for organizational plan, you are paying $45. For all those details, you understand it when you start. So we are going to go ahead and click on choose starter. So I click on choose starter plan. Please, if you have been able to get the link in your mail and you have clicked on that link, please type yes in the comment box. So what you notice is that our project is loading. Can you see that now? Okay, excellent. Maureen has joined. Patrick has joined. I'm waiting for every other person to join. Let me see. I'm waiting for other persons to join. Please click on the link that Figma sent to your mailbox. Now, what you're going to see is that we have created a team, right? And we named that team Maxify UI team, and it's a free plan. You understand? So inside that team now, like I showed you here, where is it? Like I showed you here, inside that team, there is a project. Inside the team, there's always a project. So if you come back here, you're going to see that this is a team and they've already given you a default project there. You understand? So there's a project. So all you just need to do is you want to rename that project to what you want. So you can right click on that team project and rename. So what do we want to call the project? Maybe we want to call the project in this course we are going to be creating let's say we're going to be creating an e-commerce website UI. All right. So let's call the project bootcamp project, because I don't know, we might be doing a lot together later on. So if you have your team is Maxify UI team, and then the current project at hand is what bootcamp project, you can have another project which you can call maybe you can call it maybe mobile app project or maybe something. So you just give a name to it. So we have Maxify UI team, and this is our bootcamp project. So I've named it bootcamp project. Now, in your starter plan, you have access to 3 files. You have access to 3 files, 3 pages, and 3 files, 3 pages, right? And one team. You have multiple teams, but you have 3 files, 3 pages, 1 project. Do you understand? 1 project, 3 files, 3 pages. All right. So inside of this project, okay, yeah. Okay, nice. I can see that people are joining the team. Now you can see that we have created a project inside our team. So what is the next thing we are supposed to create? If you look at here, the next thing we are going to create is our what? Our file inside of our project. So what's the file we are creating? You can see these 4 boxes. These are files you can create, and you can see that it's currently showing that you have 0 files created. All right. So the next thing you need to do is create a file. What file do you want to create? We want to create a file for an e-commerce web UI design. So I just clicked that plus now, and it's opening a file for me. It's opening a file for me. So that file is loading. Please, everyone, try to accept that invite in your mail. Abibat, I'm going to be adding you right now. Okay, so just be patient. Please confirm that you guys can hear me. Seeing like my network glitched a bit. Can you guys hear me? Please, can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, I can hear you.
So, okay, perfect. So if you look at this is our first file. You know, we had option of creating like 3 files or even 4. They gave us option there. So you can create a file, but inside of that file, you can create what? Pages. So we are currently inside the project called Bootcamp project under the team called Maxify UI team. So we have a file which is untitled here. So we are going to give a name to our file. Do you understand? So we'll double click on this untitled, and I want to give the file name of what? E-commerce what? Website. That is our file name. So we press enter. So that renames to what? E-commerce website. So what are the things we have been able to achieve? We have been able to do what? Team. We have been able to create a team. We have been able to create a project, right? What is the name of the team? Maxify UI team. What is the name of the project? Bootcamp project. Bootcamp project. What's the name of the file? E-commerce, E-commerce website. So the next thing we should create is what? Page. And in your free plan, you have access to create maximum of 3 pages. So our file is open here. If you look by your top left, you are going to see that you see where my cursor is. You are going to see page 1. So if I click on that, I've created 1 page. I see I've created 1 page. If I click again, page 2. If I click the plus again, page 3, that means I've exhausted my 3 free pages. You can see what they wrote there. All 3 free pages used. Get unlimited pages. If I try to create another page again, it's going to show me the window where I can upgrade towards professional. Do you guys understand now? So right now we have been able to create 3 pages. Each of those pages can have different designs inside. Now what I do personally is I create my 3 pages like so. My first page, I name my first page my design system. All right, I call my first page my design system. Are you following me now? Because your design system is where you're not going to have you're going to learn how to create design systems in the course of this class. You're going to learn how to create buttons. You're going to learn how to create assets. You're going to learn how to create a lot of things. a lot of systems for your design, right? Then your assets, maybe if you're working for a company, maybe they have a logo and something, you're going to put all those things inside your design systems, and your assets, you put them inside there. Your colors, you put them inside there. All right. So then your second page, I usually name my second page I call it my low fidelity wireframe, right? So this is the procedure I use. I have my assets in my design systems, my low fidelity wireframes, and then on my third page, I have my what I call my high fidelity, which is the actual design. Do we understand now? Is it clear to us now? Please just give me a comment. Let me know that I'm actually making some sense. Let me add Abibat right now. Now, if you've already created a file, please, can you guys hear me? Okay, Diane, you couldn't hear what I said, right? You want me to come again, right? Okay, Raphael heard me, but I should come again. All right, let me come again. Let me come again. Okay. Now, this is it. When you create a file, remember we started by creating a theme. The theme is Maxify UI theme. Oh, my voice was skipping. But is it better now? Is my voice better now? Is it better now? Network glitch. Hello guys, please confirm. Okay, it's better now, right? So let me proceed from there. So first of all, we created a team which we called Maxify UI team. That's from our home page, from the landing page. By clicking this, when you click this home button at this top left, you see this home button. When you click on it, that's the home button I was showing here. That's the place you go where you want to create. Look at this home button, this home icon is at the top left of your screen here. Yeah. When you click on that, you are going to be able to create what? A team. We created a team which we called Maxify UI team. Then inside that team, we created what? We created a project. Following this procedure, we created a project, right? And we named that project Bootcamp project. And inside that project, we had the opportunity to create like 4 files. So we created one file which we called e-commerce. Now, inside that e-commerce file, we want to create pages. So pages I'm creating now is, first of all, I had page 1. So I created page 1, page 2, and page 3. So I now clicked on the page 1. I right click and I renamed that page 1 to design system. I clicked on the page 2, I renamed it to low fidelity wireframe, and I clicked on the page 3 and I renamed it to high fidelity wireframes. Do you get it? So I said this is the pattern I personally use, to structure my Figma page. Do you get now? So is that clear to you now?
Yes, yes, it is. It is.
Okay, let me add Abibat. Now, if you have been able to join the file from your mail, I want you to open your Figma now. You are going to see this file on your Figma. I want you to meet me on this page right now. So open your Figma. Let me see you on this page right now. You are going to see my mouse inside the page. So let me see you there. You are going to receive that the invite in your mail now. Okay, Abibat, did you create your Figma account with your iCloud mail? Abibat, can you hear me? Okay, I think the challenge we're having is that whenever they try to switch from the meeting to the Figma, the uh the meeting closes for them. Okay, so let's just wait for everybody to come. I want to see everybody, then I can. Okay. Whenever they try to click, it looks like the Zoom closes for them. Okay, Patrick, you can see my cursor. Okay, meet my cursor where my cursor is. Put your cursor where my cursor is. Let me see. Excellent. Stay there. Just stay there. Okay. Any other person that joins, put your cursor where my cursor is.
Yes, I can see your cursor too.
Okay, who else can see my cursor? Raphael, you can see my cursor?
Yes, I can. I can.
Raphael, meet me and I and Patrick where our cursor is. Meet us there. Okay, Patrick, you have left us. Patrick, where are you? I want everybody to meet at one location. Great. Patrick, we can't see your cursor. I can't see your cursor again, Patrick. We're waiting for others. Okay, excellent. Patrick, keep the cursor there. Don't put it on Raphael's own. Just shift a little bit. I want to take a screenshot of your cursors.
Sorry, I have something to say.
Okay, please go ahead and say it. Thank you.
Yeah, I just discovered that I cannot open it. I saw your mail now. They are referring me back to a Gmail or something.
Yeah, Abibat, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that was why I asked if you actually used your iCloud mail to create a Figma account. So
Yeah.
what mail? Which of your mails did you use to create a Figma account? Is it your iCloud?
Yes, I used it now.
Is your
I
iCloud?
downloaded that. Yes, I have a Gmail, but I've been using that iCloud for a long time now.
Okay, but did you register for Figma? Did you create an account with Figma when you downloaded it?
I just downloaded. I've not registered. That's when I just saw it now that they are referring me back to Gmail.
Oh, okay. You can register now. Just register.
Okay.
Just create an account with that. You can decide to use that iCloud to create an account.
All right. Thank you.
Then when you create an account, when you create an account, when you open your Figma, you are going to see us on this file. We're waiting for others. I think some persons left to go and discover Figma where it is on their browsers. We're waiting for them. We're waiting for everyone. Everyone must be here. And we still have something to do. You guys know we still have something to do after this. This is just basically what I wanted to show you. Every other part of this Figma we'll be progressing with the exploration of Figma week by week. Okay, Raphael, you're there. I'm waiting for others. Okay. Okay. Oh, I want to be sure that we're not going to wait till 1 a.m. today. Let me see. Okay, Maureen, are you on the Figma? Okay, Patrick is on the Figma. Diane, are you on the Figma now? Let me get, Raphael is there. Abibat also try to get on the Figma. I think Gmail, every other person, I think in the process of opening Figma, they closed their Zoom. So let's hope that they will join us.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, Maureen,
Hello.
are you able to join the Figma?
Yes, I have, but I can't see any cursor moving. I don't know if it's because I joined with a tab or something. So I don't know.
You joined on your browser, right?
Yeah, I'm not using my laptop. I'm using my iPad. So I don't know if that's
Okay,
the reason.
you're using your iPad, but can you see, are you
Yes,
actually on the e-commerce page?
yes, I am. I've been there, but I'm not seeing where to stay on anything. I'm clicking, I'll be showing comments. Like I need to show if I need to put comments
Oh,
on
okay. Okay, I get. That means you are not able to, your iPad, is it very, very big? Or
it.
is it a mini iPad?
It's just a typical iPad. It's not mean just a regular iPad.
Okay. Maybe
Yes, sir.
you actually can't edit, that's why we can't actually. Okay, but see what you do. Long press in the middle of your screen, let me see.
And they are showing,
Long
do
press
not
in the
put,
middle of your screen.
you like add a comment.
Only add the comments.
Then you see at then
Okay.
maybe where you want to put. Should I add a
Yeah,
comment?
did it show you? Yeah, I'm coming. Did it show you all these tools at the top, like rectangle
No,
tool and all this? Oh, okay,
no, it did
okay.
not.
So it's actually showing you. The mobile version. That's just for mobile version. Basically, is just for viewing. Can't actually edit. It's
Okay,
showing you the mobile version.
let me try joining. Okay, let me try something else. Comment.
Try to open it on your browser. Try to
Yeah,
open it
that's
on
what I
your
want to
browser.
do.
Let's see. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Right. Yeah, Jimmy. So who else? Jimmy, are you able to join? Time.
Sorry, so my network was bad, so I had to I had to
Okay.
go off. I'm trying to join now.
Okay, excellent. That's one thing I wanted to say to you guys, that in your career as a product designer, UI UX designer, the number one partner you need is good network. If you don't have good network, your Figma might not load. Yeah, Maureen has arrived. Maureen, you have arrived. Somebody has created a frame. Who created that frame? Is it Raphael? Where's
It's not
Patrick? I
me.
can't
Oh,
see
it's not
Patrick's.
me. Oh, not the one.
Is it Patrick? Are you the one that created the frame? Maureen, Maureen, Patrick, were you the one that created the frame? Everyone needs to be on this board right now. I want you guys to actually have a feel of what it is. We don't have too much time, but if we're able to get like 5 persons on the file, I want to take a screenshot of your mouse names and then I'll proceed with the class.
Sorry, sir.
Okay.
How do I get to join the thing? Join the
Okay. 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 Have you clicked on the invite link in your mail? Jimmy, have you clicked on the invite link in your mail? Diane, can you hear me? Diane, have you been able to connect to the page? I want everyone on the page. You put out to confess. Who drew this frame?
My network
I want to rename.
I'm trying to log in.
I want to rename this frame to the name of the person that drew the frame. Is it Maureen?
I don't know if it's me. I really don't know if it's me.
It might be you. But no, I don't. I'm not sure. Well, somebody created the frame and we don't know who did so. But let the frame just be there.
Okay.
We are 4 on this file now. Maureen has left. We need to be 5. Then we take a screenshot and then continue with the class.
Okay.
There's no
Can you
time,
hear
but I'm
me?
very sure that yeah, I can hear you, Jimmy.
I think I clicked on the invite this thing. So there is a link. It's showing a link.
Okay, showing a link.
Invite link, yes. Do I copy the link or?
Yeah, you can just click on the link. Che, you're on your laptop, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you can just click on that
Click
link.
on copy link.
No. Well, you can copy the link, click on copy link, and then paste it in another tab on your browser.
Okay. Okay. Sure. I don't know what is happening here.
Jimmy, talk to me.
I don't know. The thing is just okay. I copied
Don't
the
worry,
link.
Jimmy, don't worry. Okay, talk to me.
I copied the link, so I copied the link. I created a new tab and pasted the link.
Okay.
So it brought me to Maxify UI team. I can see the e-commerce website.
Okay.
I'm trying to join a bit tab, but it's not responding. I don't know if it's me that is not doing it.
What's it doing right now? What's it doing right now?
I can see the on the Maxify UI team. It's just there are 3 boxes. There is an untitled box, 2 untitled box, and then the e-commerce website. under bootcamp
So
project.
double click on the e-commerce website.
Okay. I think I'll just
Double click on the e-commerce website. Yeah, Jennifer, I've seen you before on the file. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Jennifer, I can see you now. I can see Jennifer. I can see Maureen. Okay. There's Jennifer, Raphael, Maureen, Patrick. Great. Okay. Yeah. Diane. Let's now get you on this now. Okay. Network logged you out. Okay. Okay. Diane, tell us where you are. Tell us where you are. We want to get you on this file now. Then we can proceed with the class. We have very short time left. Diane, can you?
I was logged out when you sent the link. Yes.
Okay. So did you see the link?
I was logged out when you sent it.
Okay. Did you see the link in your email?
No, I did not.
Oh, you didn't see the link in your email, Diane?
Yes, I did not.
Is it shaladiana4@gmail.com? Since I invited you. That particular email, open it. You're going to see a mail from Figma. Let me send another one to you again. Yeah, check your mail again now, Diane. Check your mail again. Okay, everyone, place your mouse where your name is. Everyone, place your mouse where you see your name. Place your mouse there. Place your mouse. Okay. Don't click on the name. Just place it beside it. Yeah. Jennifer, excellent, great. Just keep your mouse there. I want to take a screen grab. All right, excellent. Now let's Diane, any luck?
I'm rejoining the call.
Okay. All right. Okay. I want us to have Diane on the file so that we can take another screen grab and we'll continue with the class. So for those of you on the file now, the next thing we're supposed to create after creating a file is what a page, right? So we have created 3 pages: design system, low fidelity, and high fidelity. Now we are currently in the design system page. All right. Of course, what's supposed to go in here is design systems, right? Design systems is all about every asset, your colors, your buttons, your every measurement of every asset, your components, and everything that you'll be using on your high fidelity. All right. So, but we're going to continue in exploring Figma software from our subsequent classes. But right now, after creating a page, you're supposed to create a file. So I want every one of you to go to the top left. This where my cursor currently is, create a frame. Frame. You're going to create a frame inside. Just want to draw a frame, and that's great. So just draw a frame. Just draw a frame that represents you. Draw a frame under your name. Draw a frame under your name. Okay? Under your name, draw a frame under your name. Draw a frame under your name. So okay. Hi Samuel. Welcome.
Sorry, the one, it's Diane, not Samuel.
I
just
Samuel.
use PC now to join the call.
Oh, okay,
So
okay,
it's
excellent.
not Samuel,
okay,
it's Diane.
So,
I just use PC now to join the call.
Okay, excellent.
Can you share your...
Can you... Well, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So, if you can see my screen,
can you add me to the Figma board, please?
Okay. You're supposed to click a link from your email. Can you access your email on the system there?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Then log into your email in the system there, and then you see a mail from Figma. If you click on that mail, it will open up the Figma file for you. Okay, now we're just doing something simple. Then we continue with our class, targeting exactly 12:30. We use 30 minutes to finish up the rest part of the class, and we'll wrap up for today. Now, that's your frame that you have created. That's your frame that you have created. That's your frame that you have created. Come to this right side. See where my cursor is. Come here, where my cursor is, and then give that frame a color. Come here, give that frame a color. I'm going to give mine a color, same color with my name. You have to click on your frame before you give it a color. Diane, any luck? Oh, Diane has left me.
I'm working on it. I'm working around it.
Okay, all right. Okay, we're just looking at 12:30. Diane, just try so that we can proceed. We have another part of the class today that we're supposed to look at. Very, very important aspect of your UX career. This is just giving you an experience with the actual design software. All right. Yeah, it's getting colorful. Jimmy seems like Jimmy love to paint. Jimmy has used all the colors on it.
Sorry, where am I getting color?
Jimmy, you love. Okay. Your color, when you click on your frame, you come to the right side. Yeah, this right side where I'm hovering on. Jimmy has used the linear gradient. Jimmy. Please, okay, well, you guys can keep exploring. You can keep exploring. We're waiting for Diane to get on the. I'm not seeing Yvonne. I don't know if Yvonne dropped off the call. She's not on the call. Oh my God. Wow. I really, really wish. Raphael is also using linear gradient already. Let me show you how to get a linear gradient. When you click on that color field, you see these four icons here. The first one is for solid color. The second one is for gradient. The third one is if you want to add an image to your file. And then the fourth one is if you want to add a video. If you click on gradient, you can see you have a gradient. And you see currently you are using linear gradient. You can use radial gradient. You can use angular gradient. You can use diamond gradient, anyone you choose to use. So happy exploration. So it is interesting to see that all of you are actually working at the same time on the same file. Do you understand? Right now, it doesn't look coordinated, but as the class goes on, people begin to do some more coordinated work, and you understand what teamwork actually is and team collaboration. All right? Okay, Diane, just getting feedback from you, Diane. Charity. Jimmy Charity says she's coming to learn from you. Okay. Diane, can you hear me? We need to stop at this point in exploring the Figma. Now that you guys have seen what the software is, I believe you're going to have explorations. You're going to have explorations over the week, okay? And then of course you'll still be having an assignment this week. But I believe you'll be exploring a lot of things and getting to understand how it really works before the next class, all right? So at this point in time, let's get back to our Zoom class work, all right? Okay, everyone, let's get back to class now. Diane, once you're able to get to it, just let me know. All right, once you can see my blue screen, type in the comment box, I am here. Once you can see my blue screen, just type in the comment box, I am here. Once you can see my blue screen, just type I am here. Everyone has to, it is I remember when I'm teaching my students, when you show them the software, they don't want to come back to class again. Everybody wants to continue designing on the software. So come back to class. After the class, you can continue with your software. Excellent. Abibat, are you able to join the Figma page? Charity, Jimmy said anytime you are ready. Abibat, talk to me. Abibat, are you able to pick the link from your mail?
Yes, I was able to pick the link from my mail, but my laptop is low. We don't have light overhead, so we could not have access to it. So the one I have is on my phone. So I'm using my phone now. Presently, I would do it on my laptop.
Oh yeah, so Diane is here. Okay, please everyone, let's do Diane this honor. Everyone just go back to that e-commerce file again and over on your name. I want to take a screenshot with Diane on the screenshot. Abibat, I really would like you to also when you get on the when you get on the Figma file, create your frame, all right, with your name, okay? Diane, I can't see your mouse, your cursor, Diane, over on the page. Let's see. If you can see where I'm typing your name, Diane, over on it, let me see. Everyone over. Maureen, I'm waiting for you to also over. Maureen, we're waiting for you to over. Diane? Frames. Okay. Okay. So, Diane, are you there? Diane, just tell me if you're right here on the call so that I'll just go over the process. Okay. Now, if you see that we've created, you see that we've created 3 files here, your design system, your low fidelity, and your high fidelity wireframe. Now, what I want you to do is that where you have your name, where you see your name, where I wrote Diane, right? You are going to over under your name. Take your mouse to where that your name is. Let me see. Can you see your name, Diane? Can someone else see Diane's name? Let me know if it's my network that has not loaded Diane's name. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, so, I can see my name.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, Diane, so take your mouse to where your name is. Just drag your mouse to where your name is. I want to see. I've not seen your mouse, Diane. Yes, excellent. Excellent. Now, when you are there now, when you look at the top left side of the screen, you're going to see where my mouse is hovering. It's called a frame menu, frame. Where my mouse is hovering at the top left of the screen. Diane, you have dragged your name away from where I put it. Now drag your name back to where it was before. Diane, don't worry. This thing, you catch it sharp. Drag your name. I will put my mouse somewhere. Drag your name to where my mouse is. You see my name there, Johnson. Click on your name and drag it to where my mouse is. You have passed where my mouse is. See my mouse here. See my mouse shaking here. Then you have dragged it out. Then drag it back. See my mouse. See my mouse here. See my mouse shaking here. Do it gently. Don't just do it gently. Excellent. That's Diane for you. Excellent. Diane, then when you go to the top left, see another place where my mouse is moving, top left. Click on this frame icon. Click on it and come and draw it under your name to create your frame. Come and draw it under your name here. Have you clicked on it, Diane? Yeah, draw it under your name. Draw it under your name. Excellent. 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 So when you come, see the next place where my my mouse is over in this side. This right hand side, this bar at your right hand, you're going to see color there. Fill, it's called fill. So click on it and add a color to that your frame. Now everybody come back and hover on your frame so that we can take a screenshot and go back to class. Diane, change the color of your frame. Have you seen the color? Diane, have you seen the color? Excellent, Diane. Great. Now everybody over on your frame. I'm on my frame. Patrick, we're waiting for you to over. Jennifer, over on your frame. Raphael, over on your own frame. Everybody, excellent, 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 excellent. Just keep your mouse where it is. And then we're gonna have this and take a screenshot. Now the next thing I want you to do over beside your name. Beside your name. Not on the frame. Beside, excellent. Just the way, yes, excellent. Just put your mouse on top of your name. Yes. Excellent. Excellent. Okay, so we go this and to this. Excellent. That's great. Wherever you are, just clap for yourself. You have done your first. You have taken your first step. Great. All right, let's go back to class, everybody. We have a very short time to cover something very important right now. Let's go back to class. Now, everyone. Now, yeah. Charity is celebrating you guys. You guys are doing well. You guys are making us smile. All right, let's go. Now, everybody, if you have arrived in class, type yes. I want to start now, and I'm moving very fast. Type yes. Just like okay, who else has not arrived? Okay, everyone has arrived. Now let's proceed. Today we are going to be looking at, let's log into class. We are going to be looking at what I call another principle of UX design, which is called what? User-centered design. User-centered design. Now, everyone, pay attention at this point. Imagine yourself being at the center of everybody's thoughts. Everybody is thinking of you. Whenever they want to make a decision, they are thinking of you. You are the determinant. If they want to take a decision, you're like, how will this person feel about it? What will happen to this person if I take this decision? How are you going to feel? You're going to feel very important, right? You're going to feel happy, right? You're going to feel quite satisfied, right? Of course, even the Bible said that we should think about others first, Abi, right? So user-centered design is the concept of designing for your users. A design that is centered around your users. Users can be anybody interfacing with your digital product. All right, so let's go. What is user-centered design? User-centered design is an iterative design process in which designers focus on users and their needs in each phase of the design process. Like I said, you focus on the users. When you are designing your web interface, when you're designing your mobile interface, you are thinking about the people that are going to use it. How are they going to feel? What would they need? If they are at this point, would they be thinking that something should be there or something should not be there? Are you getting me? Right? So that is what user-centered design is all about. Let's proceed. Now, the user-centered design is activating the UX design thinking process. All right. And the UX design thinking process is a 5 major stages. Anywhere you go around the world, the UX design thinking process is in 5 stages. The first stage is empathize. The second stage is define. The third stage is ideate. The fourth stage is prototype. And the fifth stage is what? Test. Empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and test. These 5 stages must be in your memory every time, every day. Even if they wake you up from the sleep, it should be in your memory. The first step is you have to empathize, you have to define. Now, what are you empathizing? You are empathizing means putting yourself in the shoes of the user, right? Getting to know their pain points, getting to know how they feel. For instance, like the example I gave of that my friend that said he cannot fund his whether an Naira bet account with some other what is it called? Financial banks, all these commercial banks, but you could actually use OPay, right? So empathizing is getting to know how those kind of people feel. Do you understand? Charity has already taught you guys what the empathy map looks like. Do you understand? So when you empathize, you're able to come up with an empathy map. All right. So, and in the empathize process is when you carry out user research. You cannot just assume that people actually want this. You cannot just assume that people want that. Do you understand? So for you to be able to decide what your users want, you need to research and get to know exactly what they want. All right. So the first stage of your design thinking process is your what? Empathize phase. All right. After you have empathized, you are able to define what the problem actually is. Now, if for instance you are working with UBA now, and you're working with UBA, I like to use UBA as an example. They should forgive me. So, for instance, you're working with UBA and you want to improve UBA mobile app, all right? And then you now do a research, and now from your research, one of your users now say, why is it that I'm not able to fund my bet account with my UBA mobile app? Now, you realize that, okay, from your empathy map, what did the user say? I'm not able to fund my bet account with my UBA app. Now, do you understand? Now that you have done your empathizing, you are now defining the problem as what? The problem you are defining is that the problem actually is that the users cannot fund their bet account with the existing what? Mobile app. You have defined the problem specifically. If a problem is not specifically defined, it's going to be hard to solve it. So you define it specifically, the exact problem, not an assumed problem. The exact problem from that case scenario is that the users could not fund their bet account with what? With what? Their mobile app. So if you are redesigning or improving on the user experience, what are you going to do? You are going to add what to it? You are going to add a section in the mobile app where they can easily fund their what? Bet account. And the moment you push that version update to Play Store or App Store and they download it, you will see them happy. The next is when you define the problem, you now need to ideate. Ideation is like thinking about what is the best way, what's the best solution to this problem. The problem is that they cannot fund their bet account. So the solution should be what? How can we sit down and brainstorm and think about a perfect solution? Should we add a section where they can fund their bet account? Should we create another mobile app which is under UBA that is particularly for what? For funding of bet accounts. So you begin to think about all the solution around that problem. Do you understand? Because when you begin to design, most of the time when you are designing, when you are practicing, it's so easy. But when you are working with a particular organization, that's where you see their terms and conditions are coming into play with your UX skill. When they tell you that because it is a financial app, it's a commercial bank, probably they don't want to have something like betting on it. If they tell you that it is their terms and conditions, now as a UX designer, you have to think about what is the other way you can solve this problem. So that's where the ideation process comes in, the thinking, the calculation, the imagination. So ideation now is not when you don't even sit down on your laptop and do that. Maybe you are walking on the road, you go to an eatery to eat, you are thinking about solutions, right? In your head, you are just thinking, how can we solve this particular problem? Then after you think and you arrive at a perfect solution, the next process is now for you to prototype it. And prototyping is actually what? designing the problem, the solution, designing the solution. So your prototyping phase is in 3 phases, of course. Your low fidelity, your medium fidelity, and your what? Your high fidelity. Most of the time these days, a lot of people skip, they skip that, what's it called, that low fidelity, and some other people skip medium fidelity. You understand? They just do one. You understand? So they might just do medium fidelity and move to high fidelity, or do low fidelity and move to high fidelity. When you see somebody do that, it's not actually totally wrong. Do you understand? It's not totally wrong. It's also acceptable. Then when you design that UI and you are finished, you prototype it, you prototype them, how they link and interact with each other. The next thing is for what? You now do what? Testing. Testing is where you see user testing comes in, where you now have to test that product. When we proceed, all this thing I'm explaining, they are still ahead of the corridor. We will not need to say too much about them. When you talk about testing, you can test before launch, you can test after launch. Before you launch the product, you can test it. That's what they call usability testing. Are you getting me? Where you get a small group of people, to test that your product, to see if there are errors just before you push the product to the market. So they will give you feedback, and then you implement the feedback and correct all the aspects of the app before you push it to the market. But if you are testing after you have launched, then what you are doing is that you are gathering feedback from practical usage of the app, so that you can use it to build the next version of the app. Are you guys getting me now? So with that, we can now proceed to what we have next, which is the understanding how to carry out the empathizing phase of UX design. What is empathy? Empathy is simply putting yourself in the shoes of another person. Somebody is not feeling fine, somebody is sick, and you in fact, you left your workplace to go and visit that person. As you were going, you still bought the person fruits. When you got there, you helped the person to open the tablet so that the person can take it. You gave the person food to eat. That is you imagining that you were the one in the situation of that person. That is you caring for the need of that person. That's empathy. So in this empathizing phase of UX design, you are actually putting yourself in the shoe of the user. What if I'm the one using this app? Will I be happy that every morning every morning when I wake up, they are deducting 2,000 naira from my account? Will I be happy? So you put yourself in the shoes of the user. Now, when you talk about practical empathy, right? If you are working in an organization, especially in Nigeria, most bosses, most managers, most CEOs, they don't really give a damn about how the users feel. They don't care. As far as they're making their money, they don't care. You understand? So it is your own duty to find a way to see how you don't start thinking like them. Because when you are working in a company, it's possible for you to start thinking like your boss. When your boss is about the money, please put this thing there. Just put that deduction there. Let the store be deducting 10 naira every day. Now, the reality is that your CEO is thinking about is how we can pay salaries. What he's thinking about is the life is expensive. How can he keep up with lifestyle? What he's thinking about is family problem. They are calling him from left and right. So his own business is that he wants to make money from his mobile app or from his website. But your duty as a UX designer is to consider the users. How are they feeling? Do you understand? Now, in a bid to achieve empathy, what do? Let's proceed. You go through a research to create an empathy map. Charity explained empathy map. Empathy map is basically a representation of what the user experience is on your product. When a user is using your product, what do they say? If you look at the picture by the right side here, this is an example of an empathy map for somebody who wants to buy a television. What did he say? Different people here said, one said, I was expecting something different. When he went to the market to buy your television, the first thing he saw, he was going, maybe he already had the television in his house. Do you understand? And he goes to the market and he still sees exactly the same thing again. Your TV is not doing anything different from what the one I'm doing at home is doing. So why should I buy? So he says, I was expecting something different. That's already a turn off. The next is another person said, maybe he went with a friend and he's asking, what do you think about this? Another person said, where should I start? For instance, you buy the TV and the TV is looking like what will I even call it? And the person doesn't even know where he can on the TV from. Where can you even on the TV from? Are you getting me? So he's asking, where can I start operating this mobile app from? Do you understand? And a lot like that. Then if you look at what the person was thinking, he's thinking, why is this thing so hard? That's what he's thinking in his head. Do you understand? I want something awesome. That's what somebody is thinking. Wasting too much time. They're so at the point of when they are thinking about those kind of things, they're already considering of another alternative. Do you understand? Like, for instance, if they deducted their money now, see what somebody is thinking here. Do they think I am stupid? So this is how people actually practically how people get experience with your product. Then you now see what do? They begin to what? They probably check your website, they make some small decision, they do more research, they ask their friends, maybe they check for another product by observing in the store, they compare your product with another product. That's where you begin to lose your clients. Then what do they feel? How do they feel after using it? Some of them feel overwhelmed. Some feel scared. They have fear after using your product. Some of them, they are not sure who to trust. Some of them are very excited. So this is a product of either a good user experience or a bad user experience. So you can see that the career you are trying to get into is a career that is just like a medical doctor. If you don't treat the patient well, the patient may die. If you don't handle your mobile, your UI designs well and your UX research well, a full product might die in your hands. So you are the life of the product. Let's proceed. Now, what's the process of creating an empathy map? Please, in case you have any question, just ask me. Let me know, okay? So let's proceed. What's the process of creating an empathy map? Number one, you need to decide on the subject and scope of your empathy map. Of course, the empathy map is always centered around the users. So the scope is, of course, your users. Now, the next thing to do is you need to collect relevant data. Collecting relevant data for your empathy map is what leads us to the UX research process. How to carry out UX research. Now, that's the next thing we'll be looking at. But the third process of the empathy map, after you have carried out the research, you start to fill in the map with the result of your research, all right? Then the next thing you do is you complete the outer sections of the map. When you talk about the outer sections of the map, the map is in four sections. What users say, what users think, what users feel, and what users do. All right. So 2 of those parts are in the outer sections, 2 other parts are in the center sections. The center sections is the part in the part that refers to the user. If you look at this is the center section, or the inner section. What are those ones in the center section? What users think, what they think, and what they feel. That those ones are very hard for you to know. You cannot know what somebody is thinking. You can only decipher what they are thinking from what they say, from the outer. So that's what they call outer in research. Like from what they say and from what they do, you are able to determine what they think and what they feel. Do you understand? So the center sections are what they feel and what they think, but the outer sections are what they say. When they say something outside, you can hear it. What they do, you can see what they do. Maybe somebody just hits his hand on the table. Why is the network so bad? Just like our network providers now, they are giving a lot of people a very bad user experience these days. People, if another network provider should come to Nigeria now and does better than all this MTN Glo, you will see everybody will go and will start patronizing them because these network providers are giving us a lot of problem. Are you getting me now? So you fill in the what? You complete the outer sections, which helps you determine the center sections. Then when you now reflect on what you have discovered, and then you now begin to draw your conclusion. Okay, from this, what problems can we now solve? So the most important part here is the data. Is the data that you use to determine what you are actually going to perform, right? So let's look at how to carry out the UX research. It's called the UX research process. All right. Now, what is UX research? User experience research or UX research is the process of what? Gathering what? Insights about user behavior, about their needs, about their pain points. I believe you already know what pain point is. Trying to explain to you where the thing they pain, where it is paining the user. That's the pain point. Is it when they are trying to navigate your app? If they are having issues navigating your app, then the pain point is when they are trying to navigate your app. Are you getting? So you need to do research. Research helps you to discover their behavior, discover their needs, discover their pain points. Are you getting me now? And your UX research can actually be done through all the 5 design thinking, UX design thinking process. You can do your research at the point of empathizing. Do you understand? You can still do your research at the point of defining. Maybe when you define the problem, you now want to do another research to know how to solve the problem. You can still do research at that point. That's when you can ask users if you are to suggest a feature to make our app better, what are you going to suggest? So that is when you are trying to collate research for what? For ideation, for solution. So you can actually get the ideation by yourself, or you can use the users to get the solution. If you ask somebody today, what do you think can be done to solve the problem can be done to solve network problem in Nigeria? Some people will tell you that if you pursue MTN back to South Africa, that's what some crazy people will tell you. Send MTN back to South Africa. They will tell you just sentence Mike Adenuga, the founder of Globe, sentence him to life imprisonment. People can be that crazy, but in the midst of all this craziness, some of them will give you a very practical solution. Do you understand? You can still do your research in the point of prototyping when you start designing, because at the point of designing, you need to make sure that the design is capturing the exact solution you want to implement, and making sure that this design is actually pleasing to your users. And guess what? You can also do your research at the point of testing. When you test and users give you feedback and you realize that they are not satisfied with a particular aspect of your mobile app, and you want to solve, you need to do a research to know how to solve it. Do you understand? So that is what your user research. How do you carry out your user research? We're almost done. There are basically 2 categories. There are basically 2 categories of UX research. All right. There are basically 2 categories of UX research. The first one is dependent on who conducts the research, or who you are researching, the people your audience. Are you getting me? And then the second one is based on the type of data that you are collecting. Based on who conducts the research, you have 2 types. You have primary research and secondary research. Your primary research is the kind of research that you carry out by reaching out to your users directly. You send them survey forms. Do you get, like Google Forms, Jot Forms, Microsoft Forms? You understand? You can send to them, or you can just simply even interview them. You just do an interview with people, or you can even use focus groups. You gather a group of people together and ask them what they feel. Everybody gives their opinion, and then you realize that, oh wow, from that opinion you're able to get understand their feelings, their behaviors, and what they think about some particular product. Do you understand? So primary research is when you are interfacing directly with your users, while secondary research is when you go to use existing research of other people. Maybe somebody has done a research pertaining to a particular problem and has documented it. You just go, maybe you carry out maybe some academic documents that can give you insight. I remember we're doing a research on a particular product. In a team where I was working with, somebody brought an idea, and we're supposed to design the product. And a lot of people were having doubts in mind about the product. They're like, do you think this is viable? Do you think this is worth it? Now, the guy really wanted us to work on the product. He had to go and bring a secondary research document. He went to ResearchGate to look for a research document that is backing the idea. And one thing about a user experience designer is that don't be sentimental, don't be emotional about your decisions. The moment somebody brings brings a research to you and says, this is what users actually want, even if you think users don't actually want it, as far as that person has done the research, most of the time designers don't really know what exactly users want. We just assume that they want this, but what they want is actually different. You get? So secondary research is when you go to use documents and all that. Now, the other category, you have two types: qualitative research and quantitative research. What is qualitative research? The kind of research that is not quantifiable. It's not quantifiable. Maybe when I ask somebody a question, hi, Jimmy, hi, Yvonne, hi, Maureen, hi, Patrick, hi, Raphael, what do you think about OPay mobile app? What do you think about OPay mobile app? So you guys just begin to say, oh yes, I think the app is good, but this is this, and that's that, and that. So you guys just say a lot of random things. And then out of what you said, I am picking out my points. That's qualitative research. It's just like chatting with somebody, the person is saying a lot. But what is quantitative? Quantitative research is when you ask specific measurement questions. Like if I say, hi, Patrick, please, on a scale of 1 to 10, can you rate Money Point app? Or on a scale of 1 to 10, please, can you rate Chicken Republic? And then we just say, let me just give them 2. That is a very practical measurement, you understand? But qualitative research will really give you a quantifiable metric. Are you getting what I'm saying? So any question on that before I proceed? With that, I've already explained most of the things I had. And I think our class time is up already. Any questions on so far? No questions. If you understand everything, type yes in the comment box. But if you have a question, let me have your question.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can, Mr. Patrick.
Okay. Okay. Mine is not really like a question. Yes, I understand. In fact, what you're teaching us right now has opened my eyes and given me clarity. Like when you are in the dark and then somebody just switches on the light. You understand? That's what you just did. Now, the reason why I said so is this. The last fintech company that I worked with as one of their growth marketers. Now,
okay,
I can tell you categorically that project, one of the major reasons that project at the end of the day went down after so much hype, noise, work, and everything was because of the product design. I'm telling you the truth.
Can you see that?
So when you mention an idea can totally die or a project can totally die because of bad project design or problems with the product design and all of that, I'm telling you, in fact, what happened was, okay, so we kind of like started building the hype on this project even before the mobile app was out. So you can imagine all the work we had done. I traveled this country, I was working online. We had more than 1.something million people waiting. Only for the app to come out. I'm telling you, it was a total disaster. So the test, we did 2 types of testing. We did the test
beta test,
like the beta test, like before the app was out. So we already noted so many pain points, and then they took it in and now released it officially. And I mean, the launch was amazing. All these celebrities were there, all these big brother guys were there, only for the app to now finally come out. And man, in fact, we had to, when you have to pack your load and run back inside again. That's what we did with that app.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you the truth, man. It was a total disaster. And then at the end of the day, we now had issues from the US. So let me just tell you, $20 million on that project just went down. I'm telling you the truth.
My God. They got seed funding?
Yes. Yes.
Oh
So
my God.
one of the challenges we had was one of the major investors was someone that was being investigated in the US. So the moment that even came up, all the plans we had to kind of revive the whole thing. This is after we've gotten about 4.4 million users on the app. First of all, we lost more than half of them because they could not complete some processes on the app. They got frustrated. And then this whole support was on people like myself and the other group marketers. And it was mad. It was like madness. But I just wanted to just chip that in to show how that's you talking about teaching all this now. I'm so happy because any contract I take again, I'll be very involved in the product design process so that I don't get messed up, embarrassed like that ever again. Thank you very much.
Wow, thank God you are getting all this knowledge now. It's very, very important. While you were speaking, I was just trying to, it's not as if I like camera, but I was just trying to think of the app in my head. Are you sure it's not patricia.co?
No, it's not Patricia. It's not Patricia. It's not Patricia.
Okay, because Patricia recently folded up.
It's actually easy to know the app, but I won't say how easy to know the app.
Don't say it. Don't say. So, where patricia.co, challenge the Patricia was not even a UI product design issue. It was management, financial management issues, and security, cyber security issues. All right, guys. So you can see somebody just shared a practical experience of, you can see how important the career you're about to step in is. In fact, in the US, they pay product designers more than front-end engineers. They pay product designers more than back-end engineers. But some level of back-end engineers will still collect much money. But product designers, they see product designers as the life of the app. You are the life of the app. Do you understand? So I've said every other thing I heard. Let me just slide through them and then we'll round up. So I've explained the types of research. Of course, this document, I will still send it just like I did last week. I've explained primary research already to you. You now know that. I've explained secondary research to you already. You now know that, right? And I've explained, the difference between primary and secondary research. Primary research is more complex. Of course, secondary research, maybe you just walk into a library and get some reference documents and see, in the year 2020, so mobile app crashed because they didn't have this feature. If this happened to this app, let's make sure we solve that problem. That's secondary research. But primary research, you are going to the users, the current users you have to know what they, so it is actually tedious. Thank God for Google Form. Formerly, people might just carry questionnaires up and down, looking for people to fill the questionnaires for them so that they can get insights. But now you can easily create a Google Form and share with your contacts online. Do you get? So that, and then, of course, I've explained qualitative UX research. Qualitative UX research, you're just discussing with somebody and you are picking the points out. Then quantitative, you are exact measurement. You are measuring that, five persons said they don't like your app. 4 persons said they like, 6 persons said they don't like, there's a problem with your app. It's very easy to measure quantitative research. So, and then the next things I wanted to share with you is what somebody will be asking, if I want to carry out a research, what kind of questions can I begin to ask people when I meet people? What are the kind of questions that will help me to get data? Questions like questions about the problem, questions about the people, so that this particular question about the people helps you empathize with them very well. Questions about the problem helps you understand what exactly the problem is. And question about the product helps you evaluate your product to know how your product is actually performing in the market or is going to perform in the market. All right. So under those types of problems, you are going to see examples of the questions. Under questions about the problem, you can ask questions like, what problems do you face when you do so task? You fill in the task here. It's just about asking about the problem. You must have known the problem by researching. All right. Maybe you already observed that people are complaining about this, then you want to confirm. So you can ask, when you are trying to recharge your account with our mobile app, what are the problems you face? Somebody might tell you, the thing doesn't go, it keeps rolling and rolling. Another person will tell you, this one is not even opening at all. I recharged 2 times and I recharged once and they debited me twice. So you are trying to understand what are the categories of problems that you have using that particular module of your app. Then you see other questions. Please complete this sentence. The most frustrating part of trying to complete maybe the task is what? So all like that, you can explore. When I send this note, you can see the type of questions, right? And then you see questions about the people. You need to get to know them. What does your job look like? You're trying to know your customers. How do you prefer to be trained on new products? How much will you pay for a particular product? That kind of questions. And of course, when you are writing your own research, you make it very specific, okay? And then of course, questions about the product. Now you ask specific question on a scale of 1 to 10. How was your experience when using the product and all those kind of things? Was the product navigation as you expected and all those kind of questions? Those are the kind of questions that you put in your form, in your survey form, all right? So finally, the things I would like you to note: survey. I've explained what survey is, an activity where many people are asked the same question in order to understand what most people think about it. So one of the assignments from this class is that you are going to create a Google form. And because the project we are creating in this course is an e-commerce website, where people are able to come and buy a product. So you are going to be doing a UX research this week. You are going to be doing a UX research. You create a Google form to ask some questions. Have you used an e-commerce platform before? What were the problems you faced? What did you like about the e-commerce platform you used? If you want to suggest some additions that will make using the e-commerce platform better, what will you suggest? Those kind of questions is what you do in your form. Then usability study is actually a technique to provide to evaluate how users feel using your product. I've explained that you have usability during the pre-launch stage and during your post-launch stage. Do you understand? Post-launch is for you to design another version. Pre-launch is for you to rearrange the app before you launch it. All right. I'm rushing because of time. So that's actually all that we're looking at today. Now, what we are supposed to do after our class is we are supposed to now design a UX research survey form. All right. So I want to believe, let me take a quick survey. Let me now take my own survey. My own survey I want to take now in this class is, how many of you, if you know how to create a Google form, type yes in the comment box. If you don't know how to create a Google form, just type no. I want to see if I can quickly take another 3 minutes to show you. Quick response. You know how to create a Google form, type yes. No need to be shy. Just type it. We are here to solve all the problem of we need to learn perfectly. Okay, everybody know. All right. So in that case, if you guys don't mind, let's quickly look at how to in 3 minutes, let's look at how to create a Google form. Now, every one of you has a Google Gmail account. If you have a Gmail account, you can log in on your browser. All right. So let me quickly share my browser screen. Where's my browser? Okay. Let me use this one. There's my browser. Share. Has my screen changed now? Can you see this current one I'm using now? Okay, it's not yet there. Okay. Let me share now. So can you see my screen now? Please confirm if you can see. Can you see my screen now? Okay. Okay, excellent. If you can see my screen now, for instance, the first time when you come to your browser, the first time when you come to your browser, you're going to see this kind of interface. Yours might be different, maybe something like this, but you know this, right? Something like this, right? Where you can just enter your, maybe when you just open Google what's it called? Google.com. Just go to google.com. So that let me make sure that all of us get to the same point. Okay. Just type google.com. When you type google.com, you have this. When you have this, all you just need to do is, if you're already logged in on your browser, right? If you go to your top, now we are using Google Form, right? So if you go to your top right, you're going to see this dot, 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 dot. This dot, dot, dot here, you just click it. Please, I want to confirm. Hope you guys are seeing my screen so that we will not be able to come back to this since we are out of time. So you just okay. So when you click on this dot 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 here, you see Google Apps. When you click on it, you're going to see a lot of apps, all the Google apps available for you. All you just need to do is you need to scroll down. Forms is at the bottom. It might not even be at the bottom in yours, but just scroll until you see this icon. It's called Forms. Okay. So when you click on it, double click on it, right? It will open. It's opening now. It's opening for Google Forms. It's loading forms now. Now you can see it will open this kind of interface for you. Please, hope you guys are getting it. Hope you guys are getting what I'm doing. Now when it opens this interface for you, you can create a blank form, and then you can see some form templates. All you just need to do is create a blank form, click on this plus. When you double click on that plus, it will load. It's loading that form now. It's loading, so you can create a form. So it opens up the interface for you where you can create a form. Now we are just going to do that quickly. It says untitled form. So all you just need to do is click on this untitled form, edit it, and maybe change it to maybe change it to Maxify UX research. All right, use this name. Then for your form description, you can just say hi, thank you for coming. Please, this form won't take more than 5 minutes. I'm writing this because I know that people are very impatient in this period, right? So, but in another instance, maybe you are working for a company, they might want to write an introduction of their company or of the product. For instance, Maxify e-commerce platform is a platform that is being created to solve the problem of e-commerce in Nigeria and all that. When you write all those introductions, so your form description can just be an introduction, or you can just write something. Then you see, first of all, untitled question, you click on it. Maybe you want to ask a question. Have you used an e-commerce platform before? Now, what we are trying to achieve, we want to achieve a quantitative research. So we are going to use yes or no so that it's easy for us to quantify it. Have you used an e-commerce platform before? Yes or what? No. You see how I click that? Or if you click here, you can select what's it called? Multiple choice. You understand? It's multiple choice. So you can see yes or no. Are you guys getting me now? Please, if you don't understand, just turn on your mic and let me know, because I'm not seeing the chat box right now. So if you create that question already, you select the type of answer that you want to put in, that you want the users to give you, multiple choice. The next, you want to create another question. You click on this plus here. If I click on this plus, I can now say, okay, on a scale of 1 to 10, you can see Google Form is very smart. It's already giving me the option of answer. On a scale of 1 to 10, please. On a scale of 1 to 10, how did you feel using the e-commerce platform? Now, you are going to generate some more questions based on that questions pattern I've showed you in your notes. I'm sending the notes to you so that you will see how to pattern your questions, all right? So this one now, we are saying we want a linear scale so that it can be like a line this thing. And we said on a scale of 1 to 10, so it's going to be from 1 to 10, all right? So you have that. So if I click on plus, you can see this. So the users can select between 1 to 10 their feeling. And then maybe I want to ask a question. How did, how long did it take you to place an order? Do you understand? How long do you place an order? What are the kind of options? Maybe option 1 can be 0 to, maybe it cannot be 0 minutes now, like of course 0 to 5 minutes. Option 2, 6 to 10 minutes, right? Option 3, 11 to 30 minutes. Option 4, more than 30 minutes. Can you see that? So you are getting a specific measurement. If you have done that, you now have your form created, all right? You now have your form. Like, of course, your own questions will be more than this, but not too much. Now, if you are created this form, you are going to see this other tab at the top for responses. When you have shared this form, this will be showing here. You see loading responses. There's no responses at the moment, 0 response. So come back to questions. I want to share this form with somebody. Of course, you can customize the form here, change color and all those things, but that's not the priority of our class now. You want to share the form, you click on send. When you click on send, it asks you, do you want to collect people's email address? You say do not collect. If you like, you can collect, of course, if you want. So you can say, okay, maybe collect or do not collect, just leave it do not collect. Then you can see your form. Maybe you want to send your form to people via email, you can enter.
Okay, I think we lost his internet, but so far so good. If you understand how to create, you can just use the procedures to navigate. And then if you are lost, I think this class was recorded, so you can go on YouTube and rewatch so you can understand better what he was trying to say. Is that okay? Any question? Sorry, we took out 28 minutes out of your time because we lost track of time. But any other question? All right. No questions. So with that, the material is going to be on the group. So try to create a Google form about an e-commerce platform. An e-commerce platform, for example, you can go to AliExpress, you can go to Jumia, you can go to Gigi. Just look out for errors. Please, I need to see errors. Find out errors you can take out from those particular app. When you're submitting your assignment, let it come as, okay, I looked out on AliExpress and this is the mistake I noticed about their app. And then do your research question based on an e-commerce platform. Let it be an e-commerce platform. That's what we're going to be building for the sake of this class. We're going to be building an e-commerce platform, which is like a shopping platform. It doesn't have to be specific. You can create an e-commerce platform for a fashion design, for food stores, for anything, but just let it be an e-commerce platform. So check out e-commerce pages and find out errors and submit. You can still use your Google the assignment page you submitted. You can still type in and resend the link again on the group chat. But if you're finding it difficult to process, you can go to the YouTube page and rewatch Maxify Global on YouTube and rewatch the course, maybe through the period of the class. But the material is going to be sent on the group again. So thank you for your patience.